Helma, what were you going to say?
I was thinking if my character comes from a merchant background in Norrköping, there would be those parents who have some kind of place where they sell stuff, and they might as well have somebody they send around to run errands, which wouldn't be completely impossible for Magnus to end up in that situation for a little time and find out that I have the
Right.
side too,
Hmm.
which would
Yeah,
be
that's
some kind of explanation why he basically got stuck in Norrköping for the moment.
mm,
All right.
that's a good idea.
Sounds good. It's an international trading hub after all. It's yeah.
And I definitely see that that my young priest probably doesn't trust the crazy old lady who writes. I mean, writers are troublemakers in the first place, and it just goes on from there. So, yes, part of the society, we have this in common. But I can definitely think that he thinks you're weird and probably dangerous. So,
I
um,
think I think my character is thinking she's kind of a role model, even maybe like
even
somebody to
better.
look up
Right,
to because she's independent
right.
and she does this writing stuff, and she obviously has no family whose expectations are she has to live up to.
Hmm.
Yeah, no,
think
not
I-
anymore. But like,
Mm.
I can totally get. I would assume that in the society there's a bit of this crazy grandma who is not
Right.
really like grandma, but no one knows it. So
Right, exactly.
yeah,
Right.
like maybe the I don't know, like the town weirdo in a way, like a harmless one, you know.
Right, right. Well, let's see. And then finally, so I know how I feel, how Otto feels about three of you. Um, and ah, so Helma, I need to know, do you have an idea for this lover of yours? Is this someone who lives far away? Is it somebody who your character relates
Um,
to strongly?
I think it's I'm starting to get into the direction you were pointing at. Like I think that lover is somebody who is far away or was far away, and that the book, the memento, is something he gave to me.
Hmm.
And if that love still or lover still exists, he's pretty much absent.
I see.
And always kind of either I don't know where he is and if he ever will come back. So probably somebody who had business connections to my parents and came
Well,
to town for that
Otto
reason
thinks
or
you need to
something
be
like that.
Otto
And
thinks you need to be properly married.
and
So
the priest
therefore,
probably is in cahoots with my parents to try to get me off somewhere, and
right.
he's been around all my life, kind of.
I see. Okay, well, Otto
Okay,
thinks
Not
you need
long
to be
and
properly
has
married,
this
and is
authority.
right. Okay,
if you feel that way, and if you had like some kind of like anger or whatever, then I feel like we might not get along super well. But like the characters, I mean, not like as persons, to be clarified. But yeah. So, but I don't know. It depends a lot, like how you will end up like behaving
right.
exactly. So is it like some kind of like mutual, I don't know, dislike or distrust, maybe even?
You mean with the person with the relationship?
No, with Otto.
Oh, I see. Oh, with your two characters.
Yeah, like is it going to be like mutual? I'm not sure, but like if you have this, like you have to be properly married and stuff. It's possible, like depending how Otto is.
Are
Like,
you talking about Otto and her character? Right. Well, that's at this point that I'm talking about kind of his attitude going in, maybe new information and events will change this. But at the moment, yes, he sees clearly this woman has a perfectly reasonable relationship and family structure here. You know, we might as well get this process moving along to its proper conclusion.
How old is Otto?
Otto is young.
How young?
I think he is about 21.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure he and Elsa will end up approximately at the same age. But even if she's a little bit older, he has obviously the greater authority.
Right. And also, we will see just what this means in terms of character play as we go along. It might just be a mild difference of opinion that we overlook for practical purposes or for other reasons, or it may be a genuine conflict. We'll find out.
Yeah, because there is this official part of all of us,
Exactly.
I guess.
Right.
Like the life we are living in society, like in Norrköping, and then there is this part that we actually share, that we have common reasons to keep out of who we are and how we are a secret for everybody else, but we can't keep that secret from each other.
Correct. Right. So there's bonds of trust that override some of these things, or
yes,
exist along with them.
Yes.
I do like the idea that I want Carlsson's, even if God is not who I think he is, even if I can't tell God and the devil apart sometimes, but somehow, some way, Carlsson will be saved.
And that means a lot to me.
On this.
But I think this, I'm not very used. I totally understand that I'm in a new place, and I know you're a priest, and I know that, but I cannot place the two women. There's no reference for me.
Right.
It
took me a little
that sense.
It took me a little while to figure it out. You probably only know them through being part of the society.
Exactly.
Right. So it's not based
what
on
I'm
anything
very
else.
good at is to like figure out who's the unofficial leader, who's actually making the calls, and I'm not making the calls. Right. And since you are a priest, but you're only 21, I suspect, bit above 30.
I think I know who here is. I think I know of the five of us who's probably running things more than anyone realizes, and it's definitely Root, who again is chronologically not very old, but she's got very good at using her apparent age, right? And I suspect that she's the one who's, when we figure out what the society wants to do, I suspect her voice is probably loudest, even if she didn't raise it.
Well, I hope I have to say I have never played an old character, so just for you to know.
Well, you're playing a strange hybrid too, so that's going to be interesting. I don't think we should all list exactly our relationships to each other, but I think we've got some we got somewhere with it. Hannah, did you want to say anything about any of your characters' opinions about any of the others, or do you just want to work on it yourself?
Yeah, I think it's maybe a bit early for me to say anything, but I don't know, maybe I don't have that kind of pre-existing relationship, something like I don't know, being a servant to someone, or a father figure to someone, or whatever, anything like that. So I guess maybe I could just end up in Norrköping some time ago already, have my new identity, continue writing, and I'm writing about Vaesen and stuff like that. So maybe it's easy to find.
That's very good. There's no pressure on having the relationship, by the way. It's mainly about the main mechanics. I think it's very I don't know, perhaps it's just my opinion. I think it's very good to establish a sort of a relationship to other people. Though I don't think it's getting a little too much. Now that we each have a presentation of our characters, I think everyone is having, what do you call it, a bit more of a gist about what characters are going to be involved in the group. And if they so choose, they can choose to note down some notes about the relationships to that character or something.
That sounds like a great plan.
Mayhaps.
Yeah, that's a great plan.
So there's not too much pressure, but now that we've had a presentation, if you'd like to, there's always a good idea to note down some notes about what do I think or my relationship to that character.
Cool. So Peter, do you think we have achieved our goals for our meeting tonight?
I think so. I think it's gone very well, and it's very good that we've managed to have a presentation of each of the characters to get to know each other a little better and to make sure that it's, what do you call it, no one is stepping on each other's toes, so to speak, and having, what do you call it, a decent and a good insight into each other's character. And perhaps if there was any other questions regarding the system or mechanics or something like that, I think that this would also be a very good opportunity to go through them, so to speak. To have a sort of walkthrough or anything else, if there was any other questions before we start off next Tuesday. So that was what I had in mind in regards to this session. I don't know if you got that.
Yeah, we did. I think
my mic is a little bad sometimes.
The question is whether we. Yeah, I got the question. I don't have any specific system questions at this time.
But I gather they'll get resolved the moment I start playing, as usual.
Yeah.
I usually go with the thing, learn by doing.
Yeah, I tend to agree about that. And I think most of us are ready to do a little reading so that you don't have to teach us from nothing as we go.
Right.
And so that way we'll all just help each other learn the details.
Right.
I actually think I'm going to need the physical book because I just have a very terrible time learning from the PDFs off the screen. So, hey, I live in Sweden. You know, I'm a member of Sverok for role playing. I should probably buy a Swedish role playing game once in a while. So that seems proper.
I could bring the physical book on Friday. I have it in a physical copy in Swedish though.
Ah, right. But no.
By the way, we are staying online, right? Because I still don't see myself going to Spelens Hus.
You're klar.
Excellent. Well, in that case, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the system, but I'm not dying to do it right now. So, in that case, is it okay if we finish for tonight? Is that all right?
I think so. And like I said, after the session, if Helma or Henna would like to talk about the characters or some details or any additional questions regarding the characters or the system, it's all good to PM me. So yeah.
Oh,
all right.
I will share the dark secret.
Right.
Sorry.
I will send it later, so you can see if you want to use it or not.
I'm sure it will be very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, good night, everybody. Take care.
All right, then. Hope you have a nice evening and nice to see you again.
Same, and thanks for running this for us.